Brand new year, it's a brand new season. New show, new folks, new reasons. New level, so you know we going up. It's out with the old, so you know we cleaning. We gleaning, brand new story. Got a podcast, come talk with Tori. Got you fiending, new stories. New podcast, come and talk with Tori.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Tori Talks, where I discuss life, love, and the Lord. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you can stay up to date with everything going on with the podcast, and you can even check out older episodes. Also, hot off the press, y'all, you can order some of my favorite go-to items on Etsy. My shop name on there is Tori Talks 9. Tori Talks and the number 9. Go check that out, y'all. Let's get into this week's episode. Hey, y'all. Guess what? Your girl has an Etsy shop, y'all. You can buy some socks, a notebook, a coffee mug, cosmetic bag, stainless steel travel mug, and luggage cover on Etsy. The website is etsy.com/shop/Tori Talks 9. Etsy.com/shop/Tori Talks number 9. Go check it out, y'all. Hey, y'all. I'm back. Welcome back to Tori's Talk. I have a special guest with me. We met, but not really met, like in 2020 or 2021.
Yep.
During the very well-known era of COVID.
The height of the pandemic.
The height of the pandemic. Shout out to cousin Mike.
Mike Brown.
I have Miss Z.
Hey.
What's
Hey,
up?
girl. I'm good. How are you?
I am good.
I'm so glad you come to see me in Oakland.
In Oakland, California, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think I knew that you lived in Oakland, right?
Right. I get around. When we first met doing karaoke during quarantine, I was in Alabama. Then I was in LA. Now I'm in Oakland. So I was a moving target.
Yeah. So, when you hit me up and you was like, you're in my neck of the woods, I was like, no, I'm not. But, yeah. So, so I'm working out here in California. And Z saw one of my posts that I think it was in San Francisco. And she was like, you're in my neck of the woods. And I was like, well, I was, but so I made a special trip just out here to see and meet Z. And y'all, we had a great day.
A wonderful day.
She took me to one of her favorite restaurants out here. And y'all know that I am a foodie. And y'all, the food was good. And I think we both believed that this restaurant was black owned.
To be determined.
Well, they do say that if you have 1 ounce of black blood in you, then you're black, right?
Just, the one drop rule. You're right.
Yeah.
She might have a little something in her, but we did say those recipes were black.
The recipes are black, if nothing else. The people who own it may not be black, but the recipes are definitely black, y'all.
Yes.
And I don't even know if we want to say the name of the establishment, but if you want to know, hit one of us up and we'll let you know the name of the establishment. How about that?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So, yeah, because we don't want to put people on blast.
You're right. Exactly. We'll let it ride.
Right, because if they want to say they're black owned, then go ahead, let them be. But, so like I said, I've been with Z almost all day. And we talked about a lot. From love, Jesus, Jesus, y'all.
Oh,
Like,
man.
and maybe we could relive some of those conversations.
Okay.
Just for the sake of the podcast.
Sure. Yeah, which one? Let's get into it.
And we were just talking to each other like how good women like us are still in wait. Waiting on our king. Waiting on...
I like the conversation of dating considerably younger and considerably older men. I like that conversation.
Okay.
Like, are people into it? Are people not into it?
Well, what about you?
For me, I feel like, so on my dating profiles, I typically have like plus or minus about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I could probably go a little bit higher. I should probably do like, so I just turned 40 this year, so I should probably be going up to like early 50s. But as far as going younger, I can't go younger than like 5 years because I've had an issue with just like, I don't know, maturity with men my whole life.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I'm going younger, it's gonna be even harder. But I might need to like open my mind because I have met some guys who have been younger, and I feel like they really kind of opened my eyes to like a different type of man. Because some of these younger guys, and your listeners might think I'm crazy, but some of these younger guys, they grew up with their daddies in the house, and they're like emotionally healthy.
Yes.
And they like are a different generation, and they're like more like optimistic, and they're more like, I don't know, I went out on a date with a younger guy, much younger than me, and he was like, he told me that he would never kiss me without my consent. So it's just like a different mind frame.
Oh, where he at?
I know, right?
Without
and like,
your consent.
Exactly. And dudes, I've, my generation, my age, they're not thinking about that. They're like, they gonna make their move. And so it's just like a different way that we've kind of grown up. So I could maybe like have a few exceptions. My general rule is I typically don't go for like much younger, but I can probably expand older because I think the maturity level is there with older guys.
Well, like you said, you're 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so 35, really, that's probably the age, the general age of maturity for males.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at 30, there's a good number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think at 30, that, I mean, of course, not the majority, but there's a good chance at 30 that you might. Now at 50, on the other hand, I mean, of course, it's depending upon what you like, but at 50, you'll start running into granddaddy vibes. And I'm saying that, I mean,
not granddaddy.
Yeah, because they're way more settled.
Okay.
That's what I mean by granddaddy. I don't mean like
stuck in their ways.
Yeah, stuck in their ways.
That's fair.
And they'll...
I'm getting stuck in mine.
Well, yeah.
As you get older, you do. You just get, a little more inflexible.
Yeah. So, I mean, you said, on your dating profiles, what dating apps or dating websites do you use?
So I have profiles on Tinder, which I use the least. Then Bumble, which I don't use very much either. And then Hinge is the one I'm most active on. So those are my only 3 that I'm active on. Well,
they have Facebook dating.
I've never tried Facebook dating.
Don't try it.
I kind of like Hinge, and I can tell you why. I like Hinge because it's forces you to be interactive. It forces you to like a picture, like a comment, like a video, you know. So it forces you to like break that ice with saying something you like about the person. I do not like Bumble because I feel like men get on Bumble and they game the system.
Is Bumble the one?
It's where the woman has to initiate the conversation.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
But I feel like men take their quote-unquote power back by swiping right on everyone, on every woman, so they can see who they match with every time.
Oh.
And then they probably choose from those matches, so who to respond. Because after a while, I felt like I was matching with so many people who, when I would go to initiate a conversation, they would never respond. And I'm just like, I just put it together. I was like, okay, these guys are just feeding their ego by swiping right on every woman to see how many women swipe right on them.
You know, I used Bumble at one time.
How was it for you?
I met this very nice guy in New Orleans. He wasn't from New Orleans, because I think I told you that I don't like, you know, well, not that I don't like New Orleans guys, but I tend to speak to people who are not from New Orleans. But I met this guy on Bumble. He was not from New Orleans, but he had recently moved to New Orleans. And we're still friends to this day. But, and it could have been myself blocking, I don't know, blocking the progression of the friendship relationship. But things just didn't work out. But, I mean, he's a really, really, really nice guy. Really open. Like, I think Bumble, out of my experience of the different dating sites, I think Bumble might have, in my opinion, like I said, might have the best quality of guys.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but that was a couple of years ago too.
Okay.
So I don't know if the dynamics have changed with the experiences, both from men and women. I'm not sure. But, yeah, once I found, but once I was talking to somebody steady from there, I just deleted the app and I never went back to it, honestly.
And which one was that?
Bumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do without Bumble.
You could do without
I
Bumble.
could do without Bumble, yeah.
Yeah. But just don't do Facebook dating, because
I'll
it's
take your
terrible.
word for it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay.
To be honest, a lot of those dating websites are terrible.
Well, you know, it's interesting. My sister has a perspective. She just feels that the apps, they augment, like, meeting someone in real life. Like, you can still be open to meeting people in real life in your everyday, and apps just make a new quote-unquote virtual place to meet people. It's just another way to meet people.
Yeah.
You know, so she's like very optimistic about the app. She goes on lots of dates. She has a lot of fun. I know, right? I'm like, for me, it's like, this is terrible. But I like her outlook on it. She's just like, it's like meeting someone on the street, but you can meet people on the app. And so she just equates it as a different place to meet people.
Okay. I like that. But I think the objective, well, on the apps you do say what you're looking for, right? And so if you're true to your profile and what you're looking for, then, I mean, if you're just looking for something casual, then it's cool, you know. But if you're actually looking for a mate, and, you know, you think that it's just a way to meet cool people, then, you know, I think you both the man and woman should have that, you know, understanding when they're meeting each other, that, you know, what each other are looking for.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. And I think it's interesting to know, like, how people define casual.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, I like that Hinge. They just added some new options for what you're looking for. And I updated my profile to say I'm open to short-term and long-term.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, in addition to casual, you can add those type of things as well.
Okay. You know, I don't think I've ever done Hinge. I never tried Hinge.
It's not bad.
Do they have weird people on there?
There's weird people everywhere, but they're easy to sniff out. You can tell who's weird. You can swipe left on them, you know. And it's funny. I feel like anytime I like go against my first thought and I think, like, let me give this person a chance, they end up being weird and I should have swiped left. You know, and then like that, like, well, let's see, he has a good job. Let me just go ahead and nope.
She said a good job.
Like, well, he has a nice smile. And then you start talking like, nope, I should have known.
Should have known. Should have listened to my first mind.
You should.
You really should.
Doesn't lead you wrong.
Hey y'all, y'all know I love my Starbucks. Right now, if you don't already have an account with Starbucks, make your free account right now. They're doing their summer game. You can win so many prizes. There's sweepstakes where you can win the Starbucks Adventure of a Lifetime. You can win a $250 Starbucks gift card or 1,000 bonus stars. Y'all know I love my bonus stars. You've also got a chance to instantly win bonus stars, additional bonus stars, other Starbucks gift cards, and exclusive Starbucks Reserve merch. So make your free account, and you don't even have to make a purchase to enter into the sweepstakes, y'all. Make your free account to Starbucks, and let's get it rolling.
Mm. Yeah.
So I want to get into, I mean, a little bit more of dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a conversation that we had, and I, don't, of course, go into details about the individuals, but we were talking about, like how, let me see, how can I put this? We're single and been single for all of our lives. When I say single, I mean not married. But then we have people that we know, whether that's friends or just in general. They've been in serious relationships or even some married, and things don't work out. And then it seems like a year later, they're back in another serious relationship or married again. And I mean, I don't struggle with it. That's not the right word. But I'm like, why not me? Do you feel that way too?
Well, my question is, so my theory is that, so the women that I know who have been like engaged and then married twice, so adding that up, 3 engaged, 3 people proposed to them in their lives, or they're on their second marriages, or I feel like there's a certain like group of women who actually like, I don't know if you got the juice or got the secret, got the recipe, but they tend to have more long-term, more marriages, more proposals than someone like myself who's never been married, never been engaged. So I don't know what that is, but it's interesting. And I think it'd be interesting to pick their brains. And I do have a friend. She's engaged to be married for the 3rd time, and I told her, I was like, listen, you're the reason why I'm single.
You're taking all my men.
You're greedy. You're taking all the single men, all the men from the people who haven't even had one shot at it. So it's like,
and what did she say?
She just laughed. She's like, but I seriously need to know. I need to sit down with her and get all the answers. I'm just like, give her the juice. What is this? So
right.
Yeah. Several people I know like that. Like I tell you about one of my friends, I think after her divorce, within a year, she was already, dating someone new, and also much better for her, and got married and had a kid and happily ever after, So it's interesting. I don't know if they have a different openness or different perspective, but yeah, they're why we're single. We want someone to blame.
Well, I'm gonna blame them, but
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So what is your definition of love?
Ooh, I like that question. So for me, it's interesting. I think it's evolving. I'm finishing up this book called All About Love by Bell Hooks. And in that book, she defines love as the nurturing of one's own or someone else's spiritual growth. And love is all about an action and all about, just, it's kind of a doing, verbs, like a verb. And so an investment in another person, an investment in yourself. So for me, as I get older, that's what I'm looking for as far as love goes, like a very mature, respectful, giving love. Where's a lot of reciprocity in the give and the take. So I think that's a good definition of love.
And I'm glad you said that, because I was actually going to ask, can you love someone in a way that you may not, I don't want to say that you may not receive love, but can you love someone that you don't feel is giving you love?
I think so. Absolutely. I think that, as individuals, sure, we can give love and love someone and be in a situation where we're not receiving that love. It's not the best situation, of course, but I think it's definitely possible.
Have you, you're very in tune to a lot of things, but have you heard of the love languages?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think your love language is, and which you receive love?
That's a good question. So it's interesting because I've done that test before, right? Mm-hmm. And the test always tells me that I am I'm acts of service.
Okay.
So like doing things for me, and I display my love by doing things.
Okay.
Like, if let's say you in a pinch and my partner or boyfriend or whatever left something at home and everybody got to give a presentation, I'm going to see what I can do to okay, babe, I'm going to go get the presentation. I got 15 minutes. I'm going to drive by. You meet me on the corner. I'm going to give it to you. I'll extend myself in that way, in that service. But I also find myself, I never tested for this one, but I always find myself out somewhere and I see a little something reminds me of someone. I'll buy it. Little gifts.
Okay.
And I'll gift it. Okay. So I think somewhere between service and gifts.
So you're not the gift receiver, you're the gift giver.
You don't have to get me anything, but it's something about me seeing something that makes me think of someone. Like if you mention that you like a particular author and I see a book that you hadn't read by that author, I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay.
And give it to you. Okay. So I'm like that. And then of course the service. But honestly, they're all good. All the love languages are good.
To be honest, I think that we all have a piece of every love language in us. Mm-hmm. But like you said, some of the stronger ones are pretty evident. And how we receive and give love.
What about you? What are yours?
So I receive love by quality time.
Love quality time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We can do absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. But babe, I want you right here.
Okay, so no long distance for you.
That's funny because a lot of my relationships in the past have been long distance.
You still get the quality time from that?
Yeah, when we're together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But quality time may not be next
physical.
To me. Yeah.
It can
talking
still be
on the phone with me.
Oh, okay.
Texting me in the morning, and having a text conversation before my day gets started.
Okay.
But yeah. And then as far as me giving love, I think I like to give gifts. Like you said, when I see something that makes me think of someone, I'm like, oh. But I've kind of cut back from that a little bit because even though it makes me think of that person, they may not like what I'm, what the gift is.
That's true.
And so, but that is how I give love. But what I've read recently, like in the past maybe 6 months, maybe a year, like with our relationships, whether that's platonic or what's the other one? Romantic. Yeah. Platonic or romantic relationships, we have to learn those individuals and learn how they actually receive love.
This is true. Yep.
because that'll save both parties from whether that's heartache or just some type of tension in the relationship. Because if you don't know, your friend's love language or your partner's love language, then like what service are you actually giving to them?
Yeah.
So I think it's very important that we really get to know who we're, associating ourselves with, and be able to offer love and give love to those people. And I don't know how that turned into that, but because we were definitely talking about relationships, but friendships are like friendship and relationships.
Yeah, and one thing I learned in that book, we were just talking about love in general, but it's so important, like, to acknowledge all forms of love in your life.
Yeah.
Your friends, your nieces, your nephews, your neighbors, your coworkers. Like, recognize that, like, romantic love, don't necessarily have to put that on a pedestal, because if you find yourself not having romantic love, you may feel unloved and unlovable, because you're overlooking all the other love from, like, your community that is being poured into you.
Yeah.
And it's all love, and it's all good.
All good. It's all good.
That's right.
But another thing that we talked about earlier, you're actually leaving this area soon.
Yeah.
And so it was awesome that we were able to
fortuitous.
Perfect like just timing. Meet up and actually meet in person. And cousin Mike, sorry that she beat you to Tori Talks.
Oops.
But I'm just so grateful that that we had this opportunity to meet and eat.
We had some good food today.
Because eating is very important, you guys.
We ate down.
But you're moving soon. Are you excited about that?
I'm very excited. It's like my next adventure. I'm kind of going back, but I'm going back more permanently, because when I was there before, it was kind of tentative, because I was looking for new work, and that when I did find new work, it took me away from LA. And so I'm really excited to get back and plant stronger roots, and just see what this new adventure has for me.
Okay.
Yeah, what it has in store. Okay. So it's just the unknown is the exciting part,
Right.
Yeah, it's cool.
And usually people say the fear of the unknown, but there's no fear here.
No, I'm excited. I have a exciting, like, curiosity about it. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. Who knows?
Okay. Well, who knows is right, because who knows where I'll end up in the next couple of weeks.
You might be in LA too. Who knows? You might be like close by, and we can kick it again
with cousin Mike.
Yes. Come do a bonfire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, is there anything else?
I don't think so. I don't have anything else to add. But thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I feel so special.
And if y'all, I know y'all can't see me, but I'm doing a happy dance.
This is awesome. Oh, yeah, my entire house is like packed up right now, so I'm moving so soon. So it's just nice just to be out all day.
Yeah.
It's just having someone to kick it with all day. So it's just like perfect timing all the way around. So, yeah.
All good, all love. By the way, that's the name of this episode.
Yes, all good, all love.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay, well, see y'all later. Tori Talks. Bye. Thank you so much for taking out the time to listen to this week's episode. If you haven't already, go back and check out seasons 1, 2, and 3. And see you next week. Bye.